And welcome to yet another episode of 20,000 Leagues Under the Internet. My name is Kyle Luck, and I'll be your captain this week. With me, as always, are two scurvy boys. Jonathan Carr, please say hello.
Hi, howdy.
And Harlan Spinks, say something besides hello, but is also acknowledgement of a greeting of some kind.
Now it has to be a greeting. Ahoy.
Yeah.
I feel like I was trying to get away
it.
from the pirate thing, but
I left you no choice. We are recording the day before Thanksgiving. I know a lot of folks will be enduring something tomorrow. So
we should celebrate Thanksgiving Eve. We should make that our own holiday. Thanksgiving Eve.
When I was working in bars, it is historically one of the busiest nights in bars.
Oh shit!
It's everyone arriving back in town, and their hometowns, and they go out, or they're left in town while no one else is around, and all you can do is
as this guy.
That's where that hot high school goss of your hometown comes in.
I have fallen prey to this, and I will never go to a bar in Santa Cruz the night before Thanksgiving ever again because of the amount of patronizing comments I received about my endeavors.
How's your little band doing?
How's your little podcast? Isn't that adorable?
Wow. So are you guys making it yet, or no?
Nathan Alabach, a Philadelphia-based creative director, is saving hundreds of memes in case Elon Musk ends Twitter.
Like archiving shit or something?
He has compiled a 107-page Google Doc of
Holy
text meme
fuck.
templates that has been made available to the public.
God.
So, quote, if the ship goes down, you can hold on to these overused jokes as a treat.
Incredible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Doing
so
the Lord's work.
I opened the Google Doc, which I will send to you.
Oh yeah, I'd like
gentlemen,
to take a
as
look
well.
at this.
It is underwhelming, let me tell you.
Oh no!
It is pretty emoji based, and it's a lot of it's templates. So it's fill in the blank here.
This is not what I thought it was going to be at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Fuck
so
is this?
he got a lot of news coverage over the last week.
Snowman pumping iron. I've never seen this before in my life.
It's bizarre.
What is this?
And I
shit?
think
Are
a
you
lot of
kidding
people
me?
were thinking wow, he's a meme historian. He's really doing the work here. He's archiving lots of stuff. And in reality, it's just copy paste meme.
Yeah,
it's visual copy pastas.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
do
copy
like the with this blade I will, and then he has directions, write text down the blade, but it's a fucking badass looking Rambo blade. If I'm being honest, I've never seen this one.
There's a lot that I have not seen or I'm familiar with or frankly have ever needed to see, and I guess this is a way that someone can spend their day. So,
I mean, this is.
thanks, Nathan.
Thank you for this. God, I love the little fighting guys.
And a
I found my
truly,
favorite one.
honestly terrifying photo of him that exists for all of these articles that went out. It looks like a mugshot of him. He's really just staring down the barrel of this camera.
It's probably was taken after he fucking put all this together.
Yeah, his eyes looks like he haven't blinked in 4 years. That's serious business right there. That's very serious business.
I thought this was
Fucking
gonna be
A.
like screenshots.
I mean, this is the kind of thing Internet Archive does, which we still have not done an episode on.
No.
The Wayback Machine and everything we've referenced, but
Yeah.
I mean, that would be like a Turtles all the way down situation. That's just looking at the Internet Archive, the archive of the Internet. Just
the internet looking at itself.
Look,
yeah.
a little peek behind the curtain here. It's sometimes
okay.
Sometimes there's some really great topics, but is this derelict show gonna do a 6-part series on documenting?
Dare us.
Fucking dare us, dude.
We need something to be just a quick 55 minutes. You know what I mean? We need a quick one.
We need farts. We need AI. We need people
We need
that are
artificial farts. We need it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
That kind of covers most of the internet.
Hey, how do we get somebody to make... Okay, Shark Tank. How do we an app that generates AI meme fart sounds. So you feed it all of the meme fart
What's
sounds.
a meme fart? What do you?
You know,
what do
like
you
the
mean?
ones. Do I have one on here?
Like,
I don't think it's. There are specific fart sounds, and I've learned this through TikTok, through especially YouTube.
yeah, like,
There's
like
common fart
Like the Wilhelm
sounds.
scream of farts.
Yes,
fart.
yes, exactly.
God, that's the best
Wilhelm
way to describe
fart.
it.
That's the name of the app. It generates a brand new meme-worthy fart sound from nothing.
Okay.
Well,
Oh my
from
God. So,
a reference of other fart sounds.
I have to say,
Okay.
I have a little
Mark Cuban, if you're listening.
Yeah,
Mark Tootin. I have a fucking note
Mark
on my
Cuban.
phone. Like
Fart Cuban.
Fart Cuban. We all had to try our own iteration.
I have a file on my phone that is just it's literally labeled Shark Tank in all caps.
No.
And I just have like a list of like names of like things that I'll think about at any point in the day and be like, that's amazing. And I'll pull my phone out and add it to my Shark
But
Tank
it's
list.
it's just the name of the product, nothing no.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
Just,
it.
just word
Like a totally-
association.
Like a cocaine-addled fucking like whiteboard list
That's
of
a
like.
thing.
This is a fucking great idea. I mean, I can't imagine what like somebody actually screenshotting memes would look like as an archive.
Tumblr?
Because I mean, like
In general.
yeah. I mean, just speaking to like Kyle's and my group text about the Lord of the Rings, like I find new ones every single day, and I
Yep.
feel like at this point we are archiving memes of Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings. You
Well-
know, we're just doing our part here.
The thing about that too, though, is how do you choose which memes are worthy to be archived? Because there are bad ones out there that don't get used, that get forgotten, forsaken.
I think that's kind of the
Cursed
thing. Though.
even.
It's like a group curation, though. It's like you're relying on only the best being sent.
Yeah,
Right.
really
I
a
mean-
hive mind of meme.
Yeah, they kind of
Comedy.
weed themselves out, don't they? Just through.
They do. The low effort ones come through. The cringy ones, they become very apparent very quickly.
Yeah.
You just don't want it. You just don't want it.
Speaking of cringy stuff, I haven't done this in a while, and I have a notes, we all do, that's full of stuff we want to talk about. I talked about several episodes ago in a Catch of the Week, a Tinder profile that I came across that was kind of like making the rounds. And I was like, you know what, this was so funny to me that I kept cruising through our Tinder on Reddit and just started saving some other profile descriptions from there that I thought were just as cringy. And I thought I would read a few to you. This isn't a timely Catch of the Week, it's just a fun thing.
Just fun, man. You know what? There's too much stress out there. We just gotta have fun.
Yeah. I also want to get them out of my notes. I want to get rid of these. So
Okay, they're haunting your computer. Got it.
yes, again, it's another haunted computer situation. So this first one, by the way, did not proofread these before recording this episode.
Sure.
So I don't
Might get
remember
some
what
live
any of
ones.
these
Yeah,
say.
Got it.
Just rip it.
Serenity 23 about me says, I love threesomes. Starting strong.
Okay.
I possibly
Serenity loves Trinities. Got it.
yeah, the holy Serenity Trinity. I absolutely love having as many. Sorry. Wow. Okay. Having.
In your face. It's like you got hit with a fish. You just
Maybe you should have
backed right up.
these.
Maybe I should have.
Maybe.
I absolutely love having as many dicks in me as possible.
Oh my god! Someone put this on the internet to like be dated by? Wait, what's that word I'm looking for?
It's gotta be
Doesn't matter.
fake.
My boyfriend isn't very fond of it, but he allows it, and I'm so thankful. We love adding girls as well. I guess that's his treat for tolerating me, but I love taking it. The more the merrier, and I'm mastering eating pussy. So is he.
It's good that he's working on it.
You are barely getting through this.
I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Why did you do this to yourself?
Mastering eating pussy killed
I'm
you.
having a
You're
great
done.
time, John. I don't know what you're talking about. I
Well, you're
just can't
not gonna be able to
breathe.
breathe anymore.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that was Serenity. I'm crying, dude.
I guess this is
important.
the episode. We're just going to be here while Harlan recovers through these.
This is good. I'm good. Yeah, rip another one, baby. Keep it going while you're still fucked up. It's good.
Leo, entrepreneur, straight man, about me. Casual sex is easy. Finding a woman who isn't on birth control, is virtuous, loving, graceful, and wants to start a family on a farm, who will breastfeed her kids and then use the milk to make cheese. Now that's a challenge worth undertaking.
What the fuck? Breast milk cheese on the farm?
I mean, in our last podcast, we definitely talked about cat milk. So
Yeah.
seeking
Somehow this is a new level.
seeking an intelligent
Gotta
woman.
churn that shit.
Intelligent
if
woman.
she's intelligent, she's not going for you,
No.
my man.
105 plus IQ minimum, healthy BMI, classy and beautiful.
Good lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Anytime the IQ stat enters the chat, just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away.
Well, the moment that they said, I mean, this is interesting. Finding a woman who isn't on birth control but is virtuous, loving, graceful, and wants to start a family on a farm. I think this guy might have a breeding fetish or something, because that's a weird request.
Like, can't be. Well, also you could just be ultra religious and be.
Oh yeah, no contraceptive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to do one last one? This is a
Yes.
short one.
Well, yeah.
Okay, this one the name is crossed out, but it has their
For
section.
anonymity, obviously.
no.
Yeah, of course.
But it says they're bisexual, and it says not looking for hookups, trying to settle down, and then it's the emoji with the tongue sticking out, and then the winky one.
Sure.
It says, "I'm 4 months pregnant, and it's stepdaddy season."
Stepdaddy season?
I already got a deadbeat as baby daddy, so no revolving doors. You're here or you ain't.
Oh my god. People are just really putting it out on the line there.
People are
I guess,
desperate,
like,
man.
Yeah, if you get out there and you're just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot and just put everything that I'm looking for here.
I'm just like unable to be that open about my life and my needs on the internet. I know I do this show, but I don't actually have social media. I don't show any part of my life on the internet. You know what I mean? And then for people to take it one step further and talk about like, yo,
I want you to. I want you to be ready to get pregnant immediately.
and
Yeah.
live on a farm and turn your breast milk into cheese.
Yeah.
God,
That's
it's
weird.
Like it's like, come on, what the fuck? Like what is a part of the what is missing for that? Like what filter is gone for that just to be okay?
I
guess.
don't think it's a filter necessarily. I mean, like John said, a lot of those are probably fucking jokes, but there are also people who
Sure, and I hope they are.
but there are also definitely sincere people posting shit like that as well.
Yeah, the jokes exist because they're hyperbolizing like real life.
Yeah. But I think a lot of it has to do with like the anonymous nature that is the internet, and I know that you're putting all your information on a place like Tinder, but it's like the likelihood of somebody even matching with you, especially if you're a guy on those things, is like, well, fuck it. Like I've tried to do everything else. Maybe I'll just tell him all my baggage.
Yeah.
And maybe somebody will be like, you know what? I like his honesty.
Yeah, you know what? All of the other things that I tried didn't work, so let's just fucking let it hang.
No surprises, baby. Here's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I am, and I need you to turn your breast milk into butter.
But goddamn,
What if this
there's
guy got against fucking Gouda? Like, what?
it's yeah, man.
Like, just go to the store and buy some cheese, man. I don't know.
People are they're particular about their dairy.
Well,
It's a hell of a grilled cheese.
I will say that. Oh God. There's no transition to this. I was like,
get us out of this.
there's no segue into our topic, which is kind of funny because I originally found roughly 15 articles about this, and I was assuming it was going to be a huge topic. And I guess it kind of is, but most of the articles were covering the same thing. So I ended up with less than I was expecting. And also it had way less to do with the internet than I was expecting. But nonetheless, we are going to talk about internet cafes and some crazy stuff that's happened in Japan. Let's dive in.
Okay. Here we go.
can you guys give me a baseline for you guys? When you guys hear internet cafe, what do you think of?
The 1990s.
Yes.
Yes, but
The movie The Net starring Sandra Bullock.
I think
ooh, nice.
I think of a very small room, sort of like
My room's big,
next
John.
to like a laundromat. Where you go in and it's kind of like a library, but kind of worse. It's like that. If you've ever been into a FedEx Kinko's and you need to print something, they make you go to that little corner where you have to get on the computer and plug in your flash drive, like that, but bigger.
Yeah.
And they have like a Mr. Coffee machine.
I imagine
Okay.
my version is wildly similar with a few differences.
Oh, okay.
Just to fill it out, I imagine an internet cafe as like one of those like independently owned cafes where like the building used to be like a fucking, I don't know, hall or a dance hall or like a bowling alley or something. They kind
A
of
teen
renovated
center,
it.
maybe.
Yeah, or a teen center where all those wild teens go. And it's been renovated, and they've just slapped some like wall-mounted tables and like 20-year-old PCs. None of the chairs match. They're all different colored and materials.
That's good. That's good. That's a good detail.
You need a key for the bathroom, and it's attached to like a whole ass thing.
But it's to them, to the owners, it's like a fun, quirky thing. It's like a fucking
like a
Maltese
hubcap.
Falcon. Yeah, exactly. So
So you guys have a pretty good image of what they are in the United States, or what they were. I don't know if they really exist
they
anymore.
don't really exist anymore.
The way
I don't
they kind of
think.
exist for me in my mind in the United States now is like the lobby of a hotel will have like a business room where there's like computers for you to use. It's like that concept of what the internet cafe was for Americans, except we have. It's kind of weird living here sometimes, but we really kind of have access to like everything here.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget about that. but
Unfortunately.
and I mean everything.
Yeah. Just whatever.
But what I want to talk about is the reality that a lot of people face in Tokyo specifically, where people live in internet cafes.
Oh, well, I know
Have
that.
you guys heard of this?
No, but I know that they have those tiny houses that take up like 20 square feet of a fucking corner block. I know that those are a thing.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to talk about something similar
Yeah.
to that, but I want to talk about people who live in these internet cafes, also known as net cafe refugees or the cyber homeless.
Whoa, what? We've got cyber homeless? Unhoused people?
I
Sorry?
didn't hear about that video game coming out.
Yeah, Cyber Homeless 2077. It's pretty legit.
It's the DLC for Cyberpunk.
DLC. Net cafe refugees, also known as the cyber homeless, are a class of people dealing with homelessness who do not own or rent a residence, thus having no permanent address,
Sure.
and sleep in 24 internet cafes or manga cafes. Although such cafes originally provided only internet services, some have expanded their services to include food, drink, and showers as well. The net cafe refugee trend has seen large numbers of people using them as their homes.
Okay,
As of
so-
2020, can you guys guess how many people were using?
Oh God.
100,000.
No,
Yeah, I don't know.
way less than that.
Oh, okay. I don't know. There's a lot. There's
75.
5 people.
Actually, I wish I would have wrote some of this down. You guys have any gauge on? No, sorry, I know what that sounded like. I'm
gave up.
segueing to a different thing in my mind. I will return to my original question. Yeah, well, can you imagine? I'm just like, guess how many?
really
you
don't know the
guys.
answer
Now
to that
you
question.
guys
Like,
fill
yeah.
in the blanks.
Those are some good guesses. Anyways, moving on.
Start
I have
Googling,
no idea.
motherfuckers.
In Tokyo, as of 2020, it was estimated that 15,000 people were staying overnight in internet cafes.
Okay, cool.
So
That's quite a bit.
that's quite a bit in one city. That is quite a bit. And this phenomenon started in about 2007. So, and this doesn't include like, the other homeless population in Tokyo. This is the people that are specifically able to live in this situation. So what leads people here?
I mean, it kind of
Typically-
sounds like a truck stop with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds less like a cafe and more like a hostel at this point.
Yeah. Well, so remember how you guys described like what internet cafes were? So all those things are there, but they're just now like mega, almost like a call center, but like
At these ones in Japan.
yeah,
How
yeah.
big-
The one
how
at the
big are
sorry,
these
in the ones at
places?
Tokyo, they are kind of large.
Really?
I've watched some videos of people doing like walkthrough tours of these places, and they're surprisingly large, I'll say.
Wow.
To the point where there's people in the comments being like, wow, I used to go to internet cafes and I'm surprised at the size of these things these days, et cetera, et cetera.
It's like a warehouse.
Yeah, but so typically these folks are unemployed or underemployed and cannot afford to rent even the cheapest apartment in Tokyo, which is more than the cost per month to rent at an internet booth daily. So these folks may even use the address of this internet cafe that they're staying at on resumes when applying for jobs to conceal their present form of accommodation. I also learned about like a lot of social stigma about like the Japanese salaryman and like just the general suffering that goes along with this and how no one talks about anything. And people show up to work in their suits every day. They make their pleasantries, but they don't like you could be working next to someone who's technically homeless or dealing with homelessness every day and you have no idea because they won't talk about it. It's a total point of pride to like, you know, maintain your appearance and everything.
There's a lot of that stuff in Japan from what I understand too. Like they have a big problem with like being divorced, I think, or like being unmarried. Like that's a similar thing where there's a lot of social stigma and you're kind of an outcast, and it drives a lot of men specifically to like depression and suicide. It's why their suicide rates are so high. But
yeah, and there's actual legislation now that's like working to prevent the suicide rate and everything, as well as there's like the term I keep coming across, Harland, is like a sea of destitute men.
Yes.
God.
So for to stay the night at one of these places, it's about 1,400 to 2,400 yen, which is about 10 to 15 bucks USD.
Oh, all right.
Oh, a night?
Yeah, a night. So you end up paying about $450 USD per month,
That ain't
roughly.
bad, man. Coming from people, we live in San Francisco. And
You know what I mean? It's like it's if you got everything you need.
yeah, some apartments probably don't have the same amenities that these cyber cafes or internet cafes have.
Yeah.
So the reason why people gravitate towards internet cafes versus another popular option for this class of person, the cyber homeless, they're choosing to stay in internet cafes over capsule hotels because they're more affordable. Have you heard of capsule hotels?
I think I've
so,
maybe
yeah.
seen them.
I wasn't going to originally include it, but I literally have to talk about these. They're so wild to me. So I have some crazy photos I can't wait to send you. So a capsule hotel, known in the Western world as a pod hotel,
Yeah, it's
is
like
a
a
type
shoebox.
Yeah, though
Type
that
of
shit
hotel.
looks cyberpunk as fuck. I've seen
Yeah,
those.
it does. It's a type of hotel in Japan that features many small bed-sized rooms known as capsules. Capsule hotels provide cheap, basic overnight accommodation for guests who do not require or who cannot afford larger, more expensive rooms offered by more conventional hotels. These are often $18 to $36 a night, and it's basically just a bed in your personal space, like a hostel. In a hostel, you have like a full room that you're in with other people. In this case, it's like you have your own little.
It's like a tiny
that you
apartment.
essentially get in, but then you have like this. There's like public toilets or communal toilet showers, internet, etc. So I want to send you some photos of these real quick while we're talking about it. So here's like a hallway where it's like.
Yeah, this looks like the set of The Fifth Element when they get on the spaceship to go to bed.
It also kind of looks like a morgue.
It also looks like a morgue.
John, I have a quote right here.
Oh, God.
That one's
says,
cool, though.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Due to the arrangement of capsules, people have compared the beds in the capsule hotels to corpse drawers in a morgue.
Well, there's a reason morgues are shaped like that as well. It just makes sense. It's just efficient.
Efficiency. It is. Using the space wisely. Do you guys remember that scene in Spinal Tap when they're on stage and they try to come out of those little like pod things?
The cocoons? Yeah.
What about that idea?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
about
Like
Kyle.
a vertical version.
Yeah, you stand and go to sleep.
Yeah, that's kind of what the
something
internet
there?
cafes
I think
are actually.
I think
A little
that's
bit.
somehow less humane.
There might be something there. John, Shark Tank it. We'll talk about it with Fart Cuban.
There's something
It
there.
reminds me of
I'll get
those.
back to it.
It reminds me of those concept designs for airline seats where you're basically standing up, and the
Oh my
and the
God,
chair in front of you is like
Yeah,
right
yeah,
in front of
yeah,
your
yeah.
face. It's like that. A little bit.
I left this next line in because I thought it was really funny that this was a quote. In addition, because of small interior space, Forbes advises that claustrophobic guests should not use capsule hotels.
Well,
Fuck, I
think
actually never thought
everybody
about
can make
that.
their own decisions there, Forbes.
Yeah. Plus, okay, so here's the other thing, guys. So
If I want to
imagine
have a panic attack, I will have a panic attack.
I will choose to
Thank you.
have in my weird sensory deprivation.
Lock me
box.
in a sideways refrigerator, please.
Yep. So check this out, you guys. So for these capsule hotels, some hotels may not provide air conditioning in the capsules, leading to poor airflow. So if you've had a rough meal and you're farting in there, you're living in it.
It has moved in with you.
So furthermore, due to the close proximity of the guests, pods with thin plastic walls easily transmit sounds made by other guests bumping
Okay.
into the walls or talking.
Oh
Can you
my
imagine
God.
your only thing between you and someone else is like a thin little plastic sheet?
I'm imagining like going to sleep in like those tube slides from like McDonald's Play Place.
Totally, man. That's so
God.
good.
You hear someone have a night terror next to you. Kyle, do you mind doing the muffled scream for us? And hearing that in the middle of the night.
Or someone just ripping ass up against the wall next to you.
Yeah, like slaps each pop of the fart, just like ripping like a chainsaw against the fucking wall, dude.
Which you're both like sad and glad for. Like now they're living in it.
Yeah,
Wow, at
that's
least
your
there's a wall.
punishment, you
Yeah.
fuck.
It's not getting through that plastic, at least.
Yeah.
I hope.
You know-
it's really rancid.
A lot of this stuff seems pretty like common sense things that would happen in these tubes, these pods. But man, I didn't think about any of them. When I was looking at those photos, I was like, oh, that looks like it'd be kind of fun. You like grab the
Yeah.
handles and slide right in. It's nice and cozy. There's a little light and you climb right out.
Sleep in a bunk bed.
Didn't think about the reverberation, the lack of airflow, the claustrophobia. All of these I'm good, I think, actually.
Yeah. So the other thing too is that these capsule hotels are designed for single night stays. So you can't, in order to like every morning you have to wake up, clean.
It's an
get all your stuff
emergency
out.
bedroom. That's
Yeah.
what these are, it sounds like.
Yeah. You leave and then you go to your day. You come back. You have to then sign in and you get assigned a whole new
Pod.
room every night. But yeah, no, I read a bunch of stuff about businessmen working late and can't commute back out to whatever suburb they live in, or they go out and get too drunk. They'll just pop in one of these things for a night. And that's kind of the benefit of these. Are just if you just need literally a
kinda
place to
tight.
crash.
Yeah, I'm
But
actually
it
kind of
doesn't-
coming around on it a little bit now, actually.
But it does not benefit people who don't have an actual living
Home.
situation.
Right.
Yeah. It's way less convenient and more expensive.
Well, it sounds like that's never been what they were designed for to begin with, though, right?
The
Right?
capsule hotels? Absolutely not. No, 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 no.
He took a long pause after I asked that fucking
I
question.
just imagine the scene of Keanu waking up in the Matrix. Like in the fucking
yeah, climbing out of it.
Just
my
fart
God.
stink around you.
Yeah, exactly.
his first breath of
pulling
fresh air.
pulling
in
a pulling a CPAP machine off of his face.
I just had never heard of these capsule hotels and just thought it was. If we were ever gonna talk about it on this show, it was gonna be tonight because it's.
I mean,
associated with this.
it's long overdue that we start to talk about stuff that exists in the real world versus the digital world. So
I don't know, guys. I feel safe in our space.
you feel safe talking about the internet like this?
It can't hurt me.
Not yet. Not yet. Until
Says
until
the guy-
Norman grows legs.
Yeah, says the guy who has dozens of hours of his face projected on the internet on YouTube
Yeah.
for an AI to
God.
capture it and create an AI version of you.
Should we shut this down? This is brutal.
I know, Kyle, I'm blown away that you're okay with this being on YouTube.
So I have some quotes here from an anonymous ex-homeless man in his 30s. It says, people started using internet cafes as cheaper alternatives to both regular hotels and capsule hotels. From there, it gradually morphed into a sort of slightly exotic homeless shelter. You just go day by day. You find a job for the day, work all day, get paid, and sleep in a cafe. When you get up, you start the cycle again. You can't quite stretch your legs in those cubicles. You hear other people. You can't totally relax. It is far from being in your own home. Little things used to tick me off. So I watched a couple videos of people living in these cafes. One dude was like literally like, I'm going to try to live here for a week and see what it's like.
Oh,
And he,
that's
like, brought a
cool. Yeah,
camera
turn
in.
it into a challenge while people actually suffer. That's
Yeah,
fun.
did Tyra Banks do this?
It was really starting to sink in.
He got kind of, the comments were interestingly mixed because a lot of people were thankful that he was like documenting it, but a lot of other people were like, dude,
You're taking a space away
Yeah.
from someone that
someone
needs
was
it.
like, I've never been more offended in my life. Like,
Well,
watching
okay.
it or something.
Pump the brakes there too, though.
So
like,
it's a big swing. You walk in to the front. Actually, do I have the front? I don't have the front new. I got rid of that photo. You walk into the front of the place.
that's how bad
There's
it
a guy-
was.
Photo was garbage.
Usually, well, I just was like, it's gonna be bloat. There's a dude at like a desk, and they have a menu essentially of what available rooms, with tricked out with whatever exists and for what price per night.
Ooh.
So you walk in and you go, I want a room that has both a TV and a computer, so I
Yeah.
can watch television and be on the computer.
Nice.
Got
And they
it.
go, okay, cool. That's going to cost you this much. And they give you a key card that gives you access to that room. And you can keep that room indefinitely as long as you pay the daily rate.
Got it.
So
I'm sorry. I just can't get the dystopian cyberpunk imagery out of my head, and I keep waiting for you to be like, yeah. And then they give them a key card, which is then implanted directly into the palm of their hand.
Yeah. And they
It's
get
like-
their cigarette rations, which is 80% filter.
this is baseline. This is like the foundation for the living situations.
Yes.
In like what
For
we
a
as
corpo
humans
takeover.
Corpo stacks of fucking clusters of people living in these towers, bro.
Yep.
But this is it. This is like, it's like, it's not what's the word I'm looking for? Utilitarian kind of, maybe, where it's like all you need is this in your living space. It's
Yeah.
but in the most brutal way, in the most stripped back way
Brutalist
possible.
totalitarianism.
Yeah. So the videos of these people, they're walking around, and the main thing I noticed is how fucking quiet. It's so quiet.
Oh, that
in
actually
these
sounds
fucking-
nice, dude.
They're walking around, and everyone's not trying to make any noise. One of them that I was watching, every hallway that you're walking down to get to where your room is, they show you on a map, like, okay, you're in row whatever, this aisle whatever, down in the back. To get there, you're walking by like a library of like books you can check out, or DVDs you can grab, or whatever. It's like so much fucking media just living in these buildings.
I mean, that's why you go
But it's like
For the culture.
for the
it's
DVDs.
so quiet.
For the culture. For the fidelity of 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you go to the internet
Anywhere
cafe.
else.
Yeah. Fuck streaming.
So you eventually get to your room, right? And it's a little it's literally a cubicle. You walk in and you immediately get on your knees because it's like a raised bench.
Okay.
Okay.
I have some photos here.
This kind of sounds like a beefed up like SRO.
Or a prison.
So you can kind of see, like, you're walking in and the room is immediately just like, bam, it's all business, baby. Chair, bench thing that's cushioned. And you get in there and you slide your legs in, and then you're sitting in front of a desk that has a number of monitors or whatever on them. And that's it.
Shit,
And
dude,
then
he's about to fucking jump on and play some COD, bro. He's like,
the doors. Yeah, he got a little PlayStation controller. He's ready to go. There is the
about to
doors
360 no scope a 5-year-old in Pensacola.
but he'll be like shit talking with whispers only.
Yeah.
That's it the
Yeah.
entire time on mic. But the doors that you slide to close are also transparent, so there's no privacy there. But
Weird.
if you stand up in these things, your head immediately is over, and you're looking out over a sea of cubicles. So there's no rooms. Like, you're in an open floor plan, like you're in an office.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
God.
It's pretty jarring.
Miserable.
And people are like, yeah, it's great. You can be here and it's awesome as long as you stay quiet. Because people will like get pissed at you because they're trying to live their lives in their own space.
Yeah.
So it gets pretty real pretty quick as far as like.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
I would say so.
So yeah, they're super quiet places. They sell food, like, you know, simple stuff. I imagine like stuff that's easily microwavable, chips, sodas, waters,
Healthy
that kind
things.
of stuff.
The
Not
healthy, good stuff.
No, Harlan.
No, Kyle, this is the healthy stuff.
The healthiest stuff.
What do you mean it's not healthy?
It's yeah, Fritos only. Fritos
God.
and Mountain Dew.
Corn
Onions.
farts, man.
While this looks super gnarly, this is a step up from living out on a street.
Yeah.
So there actually has been some success with people in this situation utilizing these things as a home base, because they can if they are someone that's holding a job, they can take a shower and go to work and be presentable and all that.
Well, when you look at like the US's situation, right? This is 1,000 times better because there aren't even really options like this for people here.
Not at all.
And
nothing even close. I was trying to like look up for comparisons, and there was like nothing.
But
that
the
is
problem
just
with
this
that
readily available.
The problem with even that statement saying this is 1,000 times better than what we have in the States is still shocking that this has to be an option.
I know.
Like, because obviously in an ideal world, everybody can have a house. We could literally house every unhoused person in the United States like 4 times over, or whatever the statistic is.
This is what I'm saying though. I asked you guys, hey, what's an internet cafe? And you told me. And now I'm telling you, hey, these places have evolved to accommodate overnight stays.
Which again,
You know what I mean?
dude, that shouldn't be what their purpose is.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. It reminds me
They
of like
should
I know,
be
man.
running Windows 95 and serving
Yes.
terrible
bad
Folgers
coffee and donuts that they bought from fucking the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But like this reminds me of every time you see one of those quote unquote feel good stories of how a kid had to work the whole summer just to pay for his mom's heart transplant or whatever. It's like, he shouldn't have to be doing that though.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
should be just being a kid.
I
Like these
understand.
people they shouldn't have to live in a place like this, despite no matter how nice it is. And that's almost, seeing this stuff almost is more frustrating than if they didn't exist. And I don't know, the whole thing is just fucked up and
It is,
stupid
man.
and
It is,
avoidable.
You're rightly upset. We're not even to the like most heartbreaking part yet.
Oh, good.
Cool, man.
I thought we were through the woods on this one, but no.
kind of wild. I also was like, I never do topics like this. I never.
Yeah.
I'm always like, let's find the thing about the penis joke.
The
This
weirdest,
is-
most devilish video game that 5 people played.
But here we are, and this really caught my eye.
Okay, Kyle, can you answer me this? Do they allow
Yeah.
pets at least? Are there cafe cats? Internet
I don't
cafe
think
cats?
so,
Ooh,
man.
that would be cool.
I actually
Yeah.
don't think so. I didn't see anything about anyone owning a pet at all in any of the articles and videos I watched. There's
I just
no
imagine that
animals.
maybe there'd
Could you
be.
imagine, the horde of bodega cats that
That's
would take over?
exactly what I was about to say. I
Just
imagine
like
there's
a
at least
roving
one
gang.
bodega cat in there.
Legitimately, that kind of blows my mind because I think we're getting to like
I would
so many.
feel a lot better if there was one fucking bodega cat in these places.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
give
like
it a
stray.
little
a watchful
character.
eye, man. Just a watchful eye.
Yes, a
That's it.
protector.
Also, speaking of watchful eye and protector, these cafes are actually surprisingly safe.
That's the name of the umbrella corporation that owns them. Watchful Eye.
They often separate things into men's and women's floors, so there's less of that kind of violence. In addition, in Tokyo, simply having a knife on your person, boom, straight to jail.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That is a benefit of Japan. Fuck, they don't
Like-
fuck around with any of that shit.
So this kind of place, like everything that I saw and read, and people can correct me if I'm totally wrong on this, but the vibe I was getting is that people do feel a sense of safety that they would not get in a lot of other places at these places.
Again, that's great and all, but the fact
I know,
that
but
they
the fact
have to
that
live
they
in a
didn't clarify
fucking
that is frustrating as
Yeah.
fuck.
Well,
dude.
I think the knife thing specific. There was like a crazy like mass knifing that happened in Japan.
Yeah, look, Kyle, can we get to the heartbreaking part?
Yeah.
Can we tear that Band-Aid off?
Yeah.
A little happiness before I get to that.
Oh, thank God.
There is
So you can pull
actually
the rug.
There is a pretty good success rate of these things kind of being a temporary means to an end. The fact that people are given the opportunity to hold a job, have a permanent residence, quote unquote, for resumes, receive mail, get paychecks mailed to a, people are able to actually get out of this situation. And
Sure. Well,
and
yeah,
go.
if you give people a place that they can conduct their work, can go back to regularly, that is safe, they will do that. So just give them fucking houses. Just give them houses.
No one wants to stay like this. They want to
Exactly.
get out. And
If
so you're
anything,
giving them-
this proves the
It's-
fact that homelessness is not a choice, like a bunch of psychopaths seem to think it is, or that it's a character flaw. Like,
right. It can be viewed as an affliction of sorts. You know.
Yeah, and it can very much be cyclical. You know, the doors don't open for people the same way.
The next little bit here I have, John, is called the vicious cycle. While a lot of people do get out of this cycle, there's a lot of people that literally are waking up for the day, paying their daily fee, rinsing and repeating, like going out in the world and finding a job for the day and coming back. Minimum wage in Tokyo is $9 USD.
Okay.
So
doing better than we are.
if you're paying $15 a night minimum, people pay more than that at some places. So you have $9 per hour, $15 for that. You have to pay for food. You got to pay for clothing, transportation, etc. It's kind of hard. If you're not getting consistent work, it's pretty easy to either make no progress or end up having to forego your spot at the cafe and be back out tinting it on the sidewalk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the wild thing about this is a lot of the coverage of this is between 2007 and 2014, 2017. So I made it the point because I was really curious. I was like, what happened when COVID hit?
Oh shit, yeah.
I'm slightly heartwarmed by this, but also it's basically the internet cafes that exist while also clearly making money off of people are also supporting these people and providing a service.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The government is not doing it. These private businesses are providing help and aid for these people. When COVID hit, guess who also stepped up to help these people? The fucking internet cafes, dude.
Hell yeah, baby.
Okay, good.
They brokered deals with hotels and rented out their like banquet rooms or meeting rooms
I
to
see.
build like actual socially distanced like pods, like temporary like. You remember like in like how you'd like, oh, we have a dude living in our kitchen and we like hang curtain rods and like
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
it's like that, but like in a hotel sense where you can actually give people space so they're not living on top of each other to prevent the spread of a deadly disease.
Sure.
Crazy.
So these internet cafes fronted these costs for their card carrying residents. So people that were regularly paying and actually had a card. It wasn't just like you couldn't just walk up and be like, oh, I need a place now. And like, cool, we have this hotel situation. You can go.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Nothing like that. It was for the regulars. So the people that were there paying into this and living it. And they're like, yeah, we'll pay for this through May, which was the original Tokyo lockdown time, was from March to May. Was like, we're locking down. And the internet cafes were like, cool, we'll pay for it through May. So they did their best.
Well, I'm sure that those hotels also were cool with it because nobody else was going to be going to them.
Yeah, so they were taking the money from the internet cafes and, it's like offsetting some of their costs. But unfortunately, after this thing clearly ran longer than anyone was hoping it would, that was not going to be forever. And a lot of people ended up, living back out on the street. B, ended up back in these internet cafes, and I can only imagine they're not very COVID safe, or like you're living in.
Yeah, it's a cubicle with an open roof.
So there's not a lot of coverage. Was what I was trying to say. There's not a lot of coverage on like what happened after 2020 with these things.
Not surprising at all.
So the last thing I was able to find was like photos, which I didn't save, of like what the hotel situations look like, where they're building the separate zones for everyone to live in. But yeah, like it's kind of wild, boys. Like that's a reality that exists. But I kind of like, and I know it's frustrating that it's like we have to even acknowledge this at all, or like give kudos to this, but like these private businesses, like, yeah, they saw an opportunity to like make money and like allow people to pay more into their situations, but they ultimately are helping people. But like, it's gnarly that these little like ragtag businesses are the ones helping the homeless population in Japan or Tokyo.
What they were doing in the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like people see a need and step up.
Yeah, the only reason that those places were it's fucking capitalism, right? It's like somebody needs something, okay, how much are you gonna pay for it to happen?
Right.
And when you see a thing that is necessary for disenfranchised people, or, you know, especially minority groups, they usually suffer from this the most. A good thing that helps them still having to charge money in order to function and exist at all, that I think is the true crime. And the saddest part is that without capitalism, unfortunately in this situation, or because of capitalism, these things don't exist. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I can only use the US as an example. I don't know what the taxes in Japan look like, but I'm sure that it's a pretty big disparity in where those taxes go, where that money goes. And I'm sure that there is a place that you could take it and be like, there, we just solved the homeless crisis, the unemployment crisis. Like, we know that we could do it. We spend $660 billion a year on the military, and it would cost like what, $6 billion or $60 billion to house everybody. It would cost about the same to provide higher education to every person within that age bracket. It's like the money's fucking there, but we just continually be like, but one day capitalism will work. Fucking when, dude? When? 6 companies own everything. It's just not working. It's annoying and crazy. Well, it's working for a few people.
Cool. This has been fun, guys.
So that was my topic.
So like and subscribe.
Well, hang on. Before we totally leave, I did look up what the unemployment rate is to get an idea of what this might look like today. Because in Japan, their unemployment rate is only 2.6%. Now, I know that doesn't correlate exactly to the unhoused population, but typically, the lower the unemployment rate, the lower unhoused people, the fewer unhoused people there are.
Right, but what's the population of Tokyo?
Of Tokyo? I don't know.
Because 2.6% could be pretty fucking big.
Well, when I also looked up what the United States unemployment rate is, and we're 330 million people, and it's 3.7%. So, we're doing a lot worse. Japan, 13 million. 14 million. So,
cool.
You know, it's a lot.
It's a small island.
Oh, California has 161,000 unhoused people currently. Well, 2020. It's probably more than that now. So
yeah, it's definitely more than that now. It's wild, man. It's wild.
I mean, listen, if California did something like this, it would help a shitload of people. It would be so helpful.
And there would be bodega cats.
And we would definitely, it's California, baby. Cats. We got bodega cats. We don't know what to do with all these bodega cats. Jesus Christ, give them to somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's been this week's episode. Happy holidays. Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, get into. Well, they'll already have had the arguments with their
it's a week
family.
later. Sorry.
Yeah.
But still, I'm living that in my mind right now.
Hey, Christmas and Hanukkah are right around the corner. Another awkward gathering for your family. Bring up some of these things that we talked about tonight with your closest relatives and see what their opinions are.
Ask your Christian fundamentalist grandparents what they would do to fix the Japanese homeless crisis.
Happy winter wishes to everybody.
Yes,
I like that.
Good luck out there.
Sound like you were going to say something else.
I said it weird. Weird inflection.
And everyone wanted to know which president was the true throat goat. And
Okay, I do remember this.
And they are all some sort of eldritch monsters of yore, right?
She was also selling videos of her farting in the jar.
I hate this so much. I hate everything about this.
yeah.